Do you know how many stories we've heard about? How, and this is the thing, when we talk now, you see people that claim to be pastors, and when you hear about some atrocities that some of them are committing, you are wondering, are we reading the same Bible? Are we actually talking about the same Christianity? What are we actually talking about? Some of them you wonder, imagine if they were the president of the country, how worse Nigeria would be. Should be not too long ago, a pastor, respected pastor, sacked pastors. No redundancy payment, no send-off payment, nothing. The accommodation they were living, they were asked to leave overnight. They were sacked out of nowhere for not bringing in enough church members. Imagine that, spontaneously sacked. And you wonder, what if that pastor was the president of the country? What he would do if he was the president. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sama. So in this video, I want to share the story of a pastor that has been sentenced to life imprisonment for getting two girls, two of females in his church pregnant. And one of them was 15, and the other one was 13 at the time. He got life imprisonment. I just thought about it. I was like, oh, okay. To start with, I don't even know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if life imprisonment is what the Nigerian law says, or if that is too much. Because from what I understand, life imprisonment is typically when somebody ends another person's life or something as big as that. So I'm not saying, of course, he should get, I was thinking maybe like something like 40 years, 30 years, or 20 years or whatever. But life, I don't know if that's a bit too much. But I want to speak on the area of, let me tell you, I feel like, you see, it's a good thing he was picked up. It's a good thing he was taken to court. It's a good thing that all of these things were done. And I'm believing that, the whole court case was handled properly and everything. But until the ones at the top are being held accountable like this, things like this will continue. You see, this one is just a crayfish pastor. When I say he's just starting, he's not a big fish, if you know what I mean. He's not a big fish. So it is when you start arresting the big fish, we will now say, oh, now to don't mean business. But what ends up happening is that they become pastors. When they become mega, they become unarrestable, unquestionable, and everything. Let me say this, right? Until they start dealing with the ones at the top that are accused of the same thing, until that happens, things like this will continue. But when somebody at the top, you know what I mean? At the top, forget about even who they sleep with, who did not sleep with, forget about that one even. But what about all that kind of things they've gotten involved with? There was one the other time that I shared here, that a man that was working in a particular church, the next thing they did, for whatever reason, they accused him of so and so. And this guy is saying what they accuse him is false accusation. And he can't get justice because he's fighting against big powers. Until there's justice for a man like that. There are a lot of cases of people accusing churches of taking their land or one thing or the other. So when a pastor is accused of this or that, and at the end of the day, they go scot-free, what do you expect? You see the way this one was arrested, taken to court, and all of those found guilty, everything. It is only when they do it to one of those ones on top that all the crayfish in the country will sit up and say, I better not risk this. But when they see the ones at the top getting away with so much, why would they not keep doing it? Of course they will keep doing it. Of course. We're looking at this and say, yes, serves him right. What was he thinking? But he's not the only one. Only that he's not yet mega. He has not been mechanized. He doesn't have private jets yet. He has not gotten to the point where, the police chief in the state is his boy, where the judges are their paddy, because they are not yet big. Because unfortunately, Nigeria is a country where, a lot of the big GOs are above the law. They can't be questioned. Who are you? How dare you? Who do you think you are? Do you know what I mean? They have become a law to themselves. They have become too big. This is why, to a great extent, when I talk now, some people will say, in the Western society, if a pastor does something that is against the law, they will come to his house. They will arrest him if it's a arrestable offense. He will be jailed if it is a jailable offense. Nobody is above the law. Until we learn that No human being should be above the law. Our country will remain the way it is. We can speak about the president until the cows come home. Let me tell you, our country will remain the same. When people become so rich and they become unquestionable. Shebi, this one, do you know how many cases we've heard of pastors doing the unbelievable or the unthinkable to underage females? Do you know how many stories we've heard about? And this is the thing, when we talk now, you see people that claim to be pastors, and when you hear about some atrocities that some of them are committing, you are wondering, are we reading the same Bible? Are we actually talking about the same Christianity? What are we actually talking about? Some of them, you wonder, imagine if they were the president of the country, how worse Nigeria would be. Shebi, not too long ago, a pastor, respected pastor, sacked pastors. No redundancy payment, no send-off payment, nothing. The accommodation they were living, they were asked to leave overnight. They were sacked out of nowhere for not bringing in enough church members. Imagine that, spontaneously sacked. And you wonder, what if that pastor was the president of the country? What he would do if he was the president? Is it legal to sack people like that without notice? These junior pastors are employed in a way that, from what I have heard, the money they get is not enough for them to even stand properly on their own 2 feet. So you cannot even say they have massive savings. Some of them are living in free accommodation they give them. So everything, the day the church strips them off of their pastorship or whatever, or sacks them, that is the day they become homeless. The day their children will have no school, because some of them attend the school of the church. Some we have subsidized for the junior doctors. In some cases, some children all of a sudden have no school. Their wife position in the church, everything is gone from them. They are basically homeless in one day, jobless in one day, schoolless in one day, everything less in one day. I'm speaking about how a lot of these pastors have been enthroned. And they are the ones that are setting examples for the ones at the back. Tell me what a grown man, a 50-something-year-old pastor, even if you say you must be a sinner from the pulpit, why children that are still babies? Why? Your age mate no do your church again. If you say you will be a pastor that is sleeping around and say God called you. I didn't plan for this video to be too long. My message is this. It's good that somebody like this is found guilty, is being jailed and all of that. But things like this will not stop until the government teaches the lesson from the top, so that these small ones can also learn. The fact that a lot of pastors have been accused of so many things, and there's never been justice for their victims, it makes me look at this and I just smile, because it still shows that in Nigeria, the law is for the poor and the nobodies. It's almost like there's one law for the poor and a different one for the ones that have the money. Anyways, I saw that and I wanted to quickly come and share it with you guys. As always, whatever your opinions are, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.